DNA. Same like in the Nancy Guthrie case, right? Unknown male DNA. In Nancy Guthrie's case, unknown male DNA in Nancy Woodrum's case. And that unknown male DNA profile became critical. And while police aren't saying, where they found that DNA in Nancy Guthrie's case, the DNA in Nancy Woodrum's case told investigators that that perpetrator was in her bedroom during the violence. And like the Guthrie case, the unknown male DNA was uploaded into CODIS, that whole national criminal database of offenders. And like the Nancy Guthrie case, they didn't get a match. So the horrifying criminal who abducted Nancy Woodrum from her bed had either never offended before, right? Because he's not been caught and loaded up into CODIS, or he just hadn't been caught yet, or caught in the act of his crimes. And you're going to hear a little bit more about that in a minute. Quick note from my sponsor. Let's go. In Nancy Woodrum's case, the investigators, no CODIS strike. We got to go back to square one. And the first place that they started to look was the wedding party, right? 24 people just showed up on Nancy Woodrum's property that night, suitcases in hand, right? They were all there the night that Nancy disappeared. Every single one of them had to be interviewed. Every single one of them had to be ruled out. And actually that went pretty smoothly. But there was one guest in particular that drew the specific attention of the police. That guest initially told the investigators that he had decided to skip the rehearsal dinner on the Friday night. Instead, decided to remain behind at the house, which, of course, that would place him alone on the property with Nancy for several hours. So obviously that raised a lot of red flags. And the detectives hauled him in for questioning, right? And clearly he was uncomfortable. When they pressed him on his timeline, he did something that stunned the police. He had his wife come in, and she had a bunch of pictures from the rehearsal dinner. And wouldn't you know it, they're time-stamped, and he's in them. I know, I don't get it either. Why did you say you weren't at the rehearsal dinner when your wife brought these photographs, and here you are, with the timestamp showing you're at the rehearsal dinner Friday night? So it turned out it was just kind of a mistaken understanding of what the police were asking him. I think he was really nervous. He just misstated. He thought they were asking him about another time, but ultimately, he clear. The pictures do not lie. And you know what else doesn't lie? He gave them his DNA, test it. And once his sample was compared to the unknown male DNA in Nancy's bedroom, he's ruled out. He's not the guy. So over time, each and every one of these wedding guests is ruled out as well, one by one. But if not these wedding guests, who is it?